when it comes to aiming to 100% and food for thought, I did take a poll last week on these questions. I'm gonna pull up the first video or the first poll here. It says, should veterans aim for 100% VA disability? We have 79%, and these are all veterans voted yes with just under 1,000 votes. And it's such a weird dynamic of should veterans aim for it? Should they not? I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on the overall question to start us off.
So the fastest answer is yes. Okay. Now, again, you've already said it, nuance, right? So there's always so much nuance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when I talk to a group of people, or if I'm going to mention it on YouTube or what have you, my answer to that is I guess embedded into some education, right? And it's the longer you were in the military, the more likely you should be at 100%, in my opinion. And for those of you that are rated right with the VA, you understand already the different dynamics that are involved and the different aspects in which you could be rated for, which is important. You need to know what you can be rated for. And then that opens up the mindset to, oh, well, you mean it's not just injuries? Because if it's just injuries, well, that's a different thing. When you're talking about, oh, well, I have GERD, I have migraines, I have arthritis, I have, all these other ailments. Well, then, you're going to be getting a potentially higher rated. Then you start compounding in secondaries and stuff, right? So when you say, or when you ask the question of should you continuously look to aim for that 100%, what that tells me is always review yourself and where you are at with your conditions. Did they get worse? Are there secondaries? And all of that stuff. If you never land on 100%, and you end up being at 80% by the time you pass away at age 97 years old, well, then that's fine. But at least you kept after the benefits that you earned, right? So that's my answer there. I have more to share, but I want to kick it to you.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it comes down to this, right? Well, if the answer is yes, which there are no right answers, right? There's definitely many wrong answers. I always say the only wrong answer is one you can't defend. So if the answer is yes, it comes down to, okay, well, why should a veteran aim for that mark? And if you just look at the benefits, they're insane. They are life changing, not just for your life, but generationally. Your kids' lives will be changed based on 100% P&T. And that only, gets better depending on where you live and what state you live in. So no dependents. It's just under $4,000 per month tax free. That is more. That is more than the average salary in America. How crazy is that?
Good call. Because
How
that 4,000 is net. So really it's like making a gross of
exactly.
5,000. So you're talking 60 grand a year gross income.
Exactly. And it's absolutely insane. That alone, if you take all the other benefits out, that alone is why veterans would aim for 100%. But then, of course, you have Chapter 35 DEA, where your kids get a stipend to go to school. Spouses, dependents, excuse me, dependents can go to school, right? And then your state may have property tax exemption for your home, your car. You get back pay for that. I like to take my kids to Disney World, so we get discounted Disney tickets. I mean, just every little benefit, no matter how small you think it is why a veteran would aim for 100%. But I will say this, and by the way, my opinion is yes. I also agree the answer is yes. But if the answer were to be no, it's because at some point, when does a veteran who's properly rated that can't reach 100%, and what does that do culturally? We see people say, "I will get you 100%," and my first question is, well,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know that they are able to rate that anyways? Everyone
Mm-hmm.
talks about migraines and anxiety secondary to tinnitus, which is 100% true, but that assumes that veteran has migraines and has anxiety in the first place. We truly don't
Right.
know. And I think the culture of aiming for 100% really starts to be diluted whenever 18 million veterans, okay, start aiming for 100%. And then you start asking, well, does every veteran deserve 100%, which is a rabbit hole that I think we will push to the side for this one. But that's really my thoughts, and it gets at the culture of, should a veteran aim for that? Yes. Are there some downsides to that? I think the answer is also yes. Both things could be true. I know you had more, Jason, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it back.
Yeah, Clay, and you bring up a good point, right? Not everybody's going to be rated at 100%. No matter how many times you take a bite of the apple or, throw the pitch or whatever you want to say. It's not for everybody, right? And in some cases, maybe you should have been, but you have zero evidence, right? Because we didn't document it. And that sucks. I get it.
Yeah.
But even though at the end of the day, it's a very small percentage, it should be a smaller percentage of 100% veterans versus the 90 and down, right? If you took two buckets, one was 100% and everybody else was there, you should have more of the other. It's just the way it is. But when you talk about the mentality of aim, so one, for yourself, have that idea that, it may never happen, right? It may never happen.
Mhm.
But I'm going to continuously look at my situation. And if, especially, a condition gets worse, you're going for an increase. If you develop a secondary, you're going for it. And that's really the message that sorry to be the glass half full guy, Clay, but that it's that mentality that I want folks to leave with is, not the don't poke the bear attitude. I got 60%. It's pretty good, pretty sweet.
Mhm.
I don't want to poke the bear, even though all my conditions have now gotten worse and I've developed other ones. Leave it alone. No, go for it. Now, on the flip side, for your your every silver lining comes with a cloud. We have the people that, like, look, don't throw in fake claims, right? Don't manufacture symptoms, right? You can manufacture evidence to help support you by going and working with your doctor to get a nexus letter, that type of stuff, whatever. But don't make up the
Mhm.
severity of your condition to try to get a higher rating, because that's, one, fraudulent, and two, it's really screwing over everybody else. But at the same token, again, on this whole nuance thing, don't think to yourself, well, this is a minor condition that I have, that it got a little bit worse, but whatever. And yeah, I could probably get a higher rating, but I don't want to put my claim in because, I want other people to be able to get their claim taken care of. No, take care of you. You have to show true numbers. And the more that we can show the true numbers, hopefully the VA will be able to eventually right the ship and not lose 10,000 people in the next, by the end of the fiscal year, through attrition, they say, by the way.
Yeah.
God, I hate that. All right. I could stay on this horse, but I think that I beat it enough on both sides that my point is clear. And again, I apologize for being the glass half full guy here.